Spirits College. This story begins in the year 2022 when vacations were about to begin in the same college, and this was the last day of the college. A party was going on that day. College students were partying among the children. It was evening time, and the teachers and other staff members also got a chance to stay in the college for a long time with the children. On the other hand, the principal of that college, Daisy Ma'am, whose work was not finished yet, and she was doing her work while sitting in her office cabin on the first floor because the vacation was about to start and she had to check some papers and a lot of work was pending. She was just sitting in her office cabin and working. She was working in a hurry because the party was just about to end, and Daisy Ma'am also had to go to her house to spend time with her family. It was vacation, and she was in a hurry to do her work. She was doing it, but she was not feeling that the work was going to end soon. Then, after some time, a teacher came up to her room and said that, "Ma'am, the party is over. All the children have gone to their homes and all the teachers. I am here now. I am just waiting alone. Should I wait for you, or should I also leave?" Then Daisy Ma'am said, "No, you leave. I have a lot of work right now, and John is also here, so you can go. He will stay on this floor otherwise. He will be around me, so I am not worried about my security." John was actually a security guard of that college who used to sit in front of the principal's cabin, so that's why. Principal Ma'am was feeling a little safe that I am not alone here. There is someone else here with me. Soon it was 11 o'clock, and Daisy Ma'am was still working, and it was around 12 o'clock. Her work was over, and then she quickly packed their things and the bus was about to leave. They looked around and saw that John, who was their security guard, was not around. The entire floor was empty. Principal still consoled herself a little that maybe John must have been doing the security round. He must have gone to the roundup and Daisy Ma'am just came out of her room and the bus was ready to pick her. She had to get down to go towards the stairs. But suddenly a voice came from the second floor that some child from the square is writing something on the board and he is reading the formula and is also crying. After hearing all this, Daisy Ma'am became worried. Which kind of child is there at 12 o'clock in the night who is still studying sitting in one of the classrooms on the second floor? How can this happen? It was very shocking at that time. And at that time, Daisy Ma'am had absolutely no clue as to which college she was in and what was the history of this college and who he might encounter on that second floor. Anyway, he did not know anything about it. Whoever was in education, whose occupation was education. After hearing all this, Daisy Ma'am started climbing the stairs of the second floor. She could hear only two sounds in the entire area. One was the crying sound of the child, and the other was the sound of Daisy Ma'am's footsteps. There was so much silence at that place that a person could not even hear the sound of his own breathing. The sound of a child crying at that time, that too in such darkness, can make anyone's heart tremble. Then Daisy Ma'am reached near that class. She was still hearing the sound, and there was a small window in the door from where she could see anything clearly. It was completely transparent. As soon as she reached near that door, she saw a child, a boy, an engineering student. He is solving and he is crying, and Daisy Ma'am thought that perhaps he is really a student. As soon as she opened the door, she asked, "What are you doing here for so long?" That boy disappeared. It was done, but the engineering sums were still written on the board, and they did not disappear. Shockingly, and then at the same time, the watchman came there, John, the security guard. He came running upstairs and saw that Daisy Ma'am was standing inside the classroom, and John knew very well which classroom it was, and without thinking, John said to Daisy Ma'am that, "Ma'am, you also saw that boy, didn't you too?" Then Daisy Ma'am became a little more curious as to how he knows this person. She asked him in front that, "John, how do you know about all this? Who is this boy in reality?" Then John said that, "Ma'am, I am a poor man. I have not more job opportunities. If I had even a little bit of money, I would have left this job long ago because every night I have to face this thing. Every night I see this boy here. What do you think about this boy? Who is this person? He is not alive. He is not a human being." Then John tell her that this boy used to study in the same college at one time, and this is the soul of the same boy. After hearing all this, Daisy Ma'am was very stunned as to whether all this is real. I have been teaching in this college for some 2-3 years. I've been the principal of this college for 2-3 years. Still, I do not know anything about the history of this college. And as soon as the next morning dawned, she came to the college. She started digging through the entire history to find out who this boy was. Then she came to know that in the year 2008, there used to be a boy in this college whose name was Henry, who was much older in age, but he had claustrophobia. Due to claustrophobia, he had problem in studies. That boy had some problem in writing. He had been failing in the first year and in the same college for the last 4 years, and when Henry failed for the 4th time, he was not able to bear this thing at all. He was feeling ashamed because, by the 4th time, his first-year friends had also passed out, and this time he had also told his classmate that I was feeling very bad and I was not able to bear it. I will do something with myself. His friends tried to console him that there is no problem, but Henry said that I will probably stay in the class after finishing college. Now you guys go, I am here, I will stay. His friends went away, sat in the bus, and people left. Henry was in the same classroom. His friends last saw Henry in the classroom, and the next day, as soon as other people came to the classroom, they saw Henry again, but hanging from the ceiling by unknown. This incident of the year 2008 was never revealed to the media. It was always hidden from the eyes of the media. The principals there, the staff members there, never considered it necessary to tell this to anyone, because the reputation of their college could have been spoiled. The members and teachers really knew because in the year 2010, a watchman had come to work here, and he had noticed something that in the middle of the night, a boy keeps running in the corridor on the 2nd floor, crying and screaming. She tried very hard to ask people who the boy was, but everyone just told him that if he said anything about it, he would lose her job and that's it. Everyone knew that someone's soul wanders in the corridors of the 2nd floor at midnight, and we also know who that boy is, but no one ever opens their mouth about it. Ghost Punch in 2018. My life was not very normal. This story is from a few years ago when my partner was with me at the time of job. I had experienced some strange activities. The rooms in that building were given on rent in a very big building, and people would pay rent there and open their shops, different shops and parlors. One night I was sitting at the security desk. Then I saw a lady running very fast towards me. I recognized her. She runs a beauty parlor on the 3rd floor of our building. When she came towards me, I understood by looking at her expressions and body language. There was something not right. I was about to ask her what happened, but before I could finish my question, she said that she felt like there was someone in her beauty parlor that sounds like an emergency at 10 p.m. The whole building closes at 9 o'clock. The lady was also closing her parlor, and then she started feeling that there was someone else in her beauty parlor. I told my partner and asked him to go up there with the lady to check. As soon as we entered the beauty parlor, the door of the storeroom inside the parlor swung and closed on its own. At the same time, someone opened the door and he entered the room. As soon as I saw this, I called out security, whoever went inside. Come outside. When I checked the entire parlor thoroughly, there was no one there, and there was only one way for entry and exit of the parlor from where we came there. I did not get any answer to my question as to who had closed the door of the storeroom there. After that day, strange activities increased in the building. I received multiple complaints every day that people were hearing strange noises from some rooms of the building. I have heard, and some people have also seen some strange figures in the building. All these complaints started coming to me every day. People were fed up with this thing and were complaining that one day in the afternoon in daylight, there was the strangest activity happens. It happened that I was coming on the 5th floor of the building when a young lady came to me with some people and said that someone punched her near the exit of the building and physically assaulted her. When I asked her why this happened to her, who did it, he mentioned this thing as she was punished by invisible. I did not understand anything, and the people who came with her also witnessed this thing, and they also started understanding me that some invisible force had done it. The girl was punched. I was not trying to process it, but I also remembered that we have a security camera near the exit of the building. I quickly went to the security room and started checking the footage of the camera. After searching, I found the footage of which those people were talking. Let me tell you one thing in advance, that I used to watch a lot of ghost-like nonsense things. I don't believe in paranormal stuff, but at that time, what I saw in the camera footage, and whatever I witnessed there, I was left with no other option but to believe whatever people were saying. Dam's talk about ghosts seemed nonsense to me, but at the time I started believing in the paranormal stuff. After what I saw in the camera footage and what I witnessed there, I had no other option but to believe in them. Whoever was left there in the security room saw the footage, and we all got goosebumps after seeing it. I watched the video, but even after watching it, I had no answer left. I told this story to many people, but no one believed me, and that is why I keep the proof with me, and whenever I show them, they also have no answer. What have we just seen? If this clip doesn't convince you, then nothing can convince you. I mean, this was a real story that happened with me, and after I leave that job, and I am a food delivery boy now.